Indiana Pacers are ready to go. A time-honored tradition, the NBA on 2K Sports Sunday Night Hoops action. Delighted to have all of you with us here tonight. And back in Charlotte following the road trip, it's the Hornets.
You're up. Let's go.
Time to do my thing.
Pacers trail by 3. On the court right now for the Pacers. Hill is out there with Rodney Stuckey. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Roy Hibbert. And it's Allen in at the 4 spot. Stuckey passes to George. Clock at 6. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
Yeah, that's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And the Hornets making a change here. Walker's checked in.
You know, the league doesn't always update players' heights after they enter the league. Paul George, 6'10" after a late growth spurt following his rookie season in the NBA.
Walker against Stuckey. Here's Jefferson. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Jefferson's got 6.
Really did a nice job recognizing the mismatch that he had and immediately cashing in with that mid-range jumper.
Stuckey right side. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game. And some changes here for the Hornets. Vonleh comes in for Cody Zeller. And Walker subbed in for Williams. The Pacers also with a sub. Luis Scola. He's checked in for Allen. Walker dishes to Walker. Left side Walker. There's the block. Goes back up. Now here is Hill. He's coming off a 16-point game against Cleveland. Kid Gilchrist trying to free himself up, so they take the lead. Stuckey's got 5.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
Hill kicks to George. Hibbert trying to free himself up. And there's George. That's good on the assist by Hill.
They've taken so many shots down there, and they're knocking them down. Really good looks in the paint.
No doubt the offensive philosophy today, pound that thing inside.
Vonleh setting the pick for Walker, and it's Walker penetrating. Walker the pass to Kid Gilchrist. Walker dishes to Vonleh. Can't connect from short range. Indiana leading by 3. Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked. Really strong and together.
Yeah, and very aggressive, too. Keeping the defense off balance with their ball movement. I like the way they look.
Oh, I tell you what, nice little run here that they're going on.
Now, the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
And Stevenson's checked in for Michael Kidd Gilchrist. Donald Sloan's checked in for Indiana. Watson comes in for George Hill. Vonleh setting the pick for Walker. There's the lob to the hoop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Goes up to the stripe. That one wide left. Hornets trail by 6. Can they get it? And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Well, let's take a look now at some of the most explosive players in the NBA lately. The highest scoring small forwards of the past month. In the 3rd spot, Paul George.
You know, a lot of the NBA's most explosive players man that small forward position. And you're looking at a pretty good collection of them right there.
Steve, I'd say more than pretty good. Those are the guys that give opposing defenses nightmares on a regular basis.
Pass to Watson from outside the arc. Hornets with the rebound. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
Well, and the big thing is they've got to avoid tonight what happened in the previous matchup. A lot of their starters were on the bench with foul trouble in that game.
Indiana's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Here's George. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. George has got 8 points.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from.
Just to focus on what Steve was talking about for another moment, their foul trouble, Clark, probably had more to do with that loss than anything.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, I thought they lost their heads a bit. They just basically lost control. Things started to get physical. They didn't really show any discipline. They started committing unnecessary and foolish fouls. It was just a real collapse in terms of mental fortitude there.
Got to keep your composure.
Always.
Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to Cleveland.
Well, Clark, they really shot terribly from downtown in that one and eventually paid the price for it.
They sure did. I mean, sometimes you can make up for poor three-point shooting with a strong inside game, but theirs wasn't quite strong enough.
Clock at 4, and it's Walker penetrating. With the floater, the rebound by Paul George. He feeds it to Watson. And it's blocked by Stevenson. Oh, and here comes Walker all alone.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
George, that's a two-pointer. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Welcome back, folks. We have an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Jefferson's checked in for Vonleh. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Lance Stevenson. Walker's checked in for Gerald Henderson. And Walker's subbed in for Brian Roberts. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Mahinmi. Scola comes in for Allen. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Donald Sloan. And George Hill's subbed in for C.J. Watson. At the 3, MKG and Cody Zeller at the 4. The Prophet is out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Jefferson in at the center position. So that's the Hornets 5. It's tipped. It's stolen by Jefferson. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is developing his jump shot, but he's got everything else in his game. As Coach Steve Clifford said, first, he's an A1 competitor, and he's one of the few guys in the league that can night in and night out defend primary scorers and make it hard on them. He's team first. He just brings so much to our team. Gentlemen, back to you.
A great energy player, Doris. Thanks.
Let's see where Charlotte sits right now in the league rankings. 3rd in fewest turnovers per game. 4th in opponent points per game. And they're in the top half of the league in challenging those shots. The opponent field goal percentage, the top half of the league. Not bad.
And I love that number, Clark. 3rd in fewest turnovers per game, because that's a sign of a well-coached team, very disciplined. They share the basketball. Their spacing is good. They've got a good plan of attack every game. So the players know where each other is, and that just allows for much better offensive execution.
And George drops them both.
Well, for Paul George, his leap last season, not just about accentuating his strengths, but also cutting back on the negative plays, in particular, lowering his fouls and turnovers while he was on the floor.
Walker's shot is off. Pacers leading by 13. Outside, Scola. Indiana moving the ball around. Stuckey against Walker. Shot clock at 6. Hill kicks to George. Blocked. And here comes Walker leading the fast break. The feed to Kidd-Gilchrist. Walker the pass to Walker. Again the miss by Walker. Indiana's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Stuckey kicks to Hill. Stuckey outside. Pass to Scola. With his first shot attempt. Basket is good. The assist from Stuckey. Stuckey's got assist number 5 here tonight. Hornets trail by 15. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
And it's Walker penetrating. Great D that time from Hibbert.
Boy, he has been struggling mightily in this quarter, guys.
True. He really seems to have tightened up a bit for whatever reason. He looks tight.
And now a look at George Hill. Some of the numbers for him. How the season's turning out for him. Averaging about 11 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. And really for him, it's about putting in the work to improve his game.
You know, it can be difficult at times for him, Steve, but I think he's sticking to it, and I see his role growing as he stays the course.
Walker with a clean look. Again, the miss by Walker.
Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with him. It's a tough day so far.
Scola kicks to Hill. Now the pass to George. Soft touch off the glass. George has got 22.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
Outside, Walker. Jefferson, a screen on George. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Look at the Hornets. They're having a solid season. 5th in the conference and looking to move up. And, of course, the Pacers, a game and a half out.
Well, I think for Charlotte, they've lived up to what was expected of them more or less, I think. But some of their fans probably had a little more in mind.
Well, fans always have more in mind, Clark. I mean, everybody wants their team to win it all. But I think this team has performed admirably to this point. And they've been rock solid. And we'll see if they can maybe make a push heading into the playoffs.
Boy, they're getting a bunch more threes up here in the second quarter.
Yeah, a little trigger happy here, Clark. And you can't win the game with one shot. You got to vary it up and challenge the defense inside.
And it's Hill penetrating. Out to Stuckey. Outside, George. Off target with his three. Hornets trail by 17.
And no need to rush it. They can play for one shot.
And I think they should wait till about the 5-second mark to go for it.
Outside, Walker. Back to Walker. Oh, and he just knocked down the... Buzzer beater.
Oh, what a three at the horn.
And the first half is now in...
Okay, let's get it together, guys. We're not that far out of it, and it's not going to take much to get this building going again.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair.
Wake up, son. You're in.
For Charlotte. Lonley's checked in for Jefferson. Lance Stevenson comes in for Kid Gilchrist. Ryan Roberts is checked in for Gerald Henderson. And Walker subbed in for Williams. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahimi's checked in for Hibbert. Scola comes in for Allen. Donald Sloan's checked in for Rodney Stuckey. And it's Watson in for Hill. On the court for Indiana. George and Scola, they're the forwards. Watson out there with Donald Sloan. And it's Mahimi in at the 5, down low. Walker's checked in for Brian Roberts. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Steve Clifford was just going over the game plan with his team. Walker was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks again, Doris. Stevenson with a clean look. And again, the Hornets missing. Pacers leading by 20. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You can always depend on him to put the pass right on the money.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Pacers.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin. Closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
And, guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight.
Last outing for Charlotte was a loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia.
Well, they were in foul trouble throughout that game, guys, and made things awfully hard on themselves as a result.
Yeah, it forced them to go much deeper into their rotation than they would have liked to, and that's always tough.
Now here's Walker. He's guarded closely. He dishes it to Zeller, and stolen by Scola. One-on-one here. Here's Sloan. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And this is a good time to show you some of the league's most disruptive defenders over the past month. The steal leaders at the small forward. Second is Paul George.
You know, if you're an opposing small forward, this could also be called a list of the league's most annoying players because they will be in your jersey all night when you're up against them.
And they're not just good on-the-ball defenders. They'll torment the players they're not guarding. A lot of those steals are the result of passes he gets his hands on away from the ball.
And it's Walker penetrating. Pops loose off the pick and hammers it home.
One of the oldest plays in basketball made that dunk possible.
That's right. A terrific screen right there, Steve. Allowed him to lose his man and rock it to the rim.
Well, don't you love to see players working together in that fundamental play? Fun to watch.
Here's Scola. And he overshot that one, missing to the wing right side. Here's Sloan. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Sloan's got 6.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Well, this is what he does. He's shooting it well. He's scoring a lot of their points, getting them in front.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Walker kicks to Walker, and that one's good. Walker's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
Well, that's been the focus, Clark, as we've watched. I mean, they've created one chance after another inside.
Watson kicks to George. Here is Watson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he makes the first. Both free throws good from Watson. And here's Walker. Off target. And coming. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Well, this is what you talk about when you have the offensive play coming together based on tremendous passing. It's the rhythm and flow that occurs that makes this a beautiful game.
Walker, he's in at shooting guard. Jefferson is out there with Williams. Then there's Brian Roberts. And it's Taylor in at the 3 slot. So that's the Hornets 5. The Pacers shooting at 51%. Really solid. Watson dishes to West. Fades. Count that one.
That kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
Hornets shooting about 33%. Not happy with their play on that end. Left side, Walker. Williams trying to break free. Walker's shot is off.
Well, it's the edge they've had in that area on the glass that's played a big role in this game.
Yeah, they've got some strong guys, Steve. Guys that are strong and well put together, and they've used that strength to their advantage down low.
You know, from that in-between range, they've actually been the much hotter team.
Well, when you make perimeter shots and knock down those jumpers, it opens up everything else.
Guys, we see teams taking a more data-driven approach. Analytics now, a big part of things. You see that in the front office. And Steve, that brings in some new faces.
Yeah, in fact, in the last 2 years, over a third of the NBA teams have hired new decision makers. So only a couple played in the league, the majority being, you know, more of the analytical types. So there's definitely been a sea change in terms of NBA leadership.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. West kicks to Watson. Off target from 3-point range. A fast break now for Charlotte. Walker's running, and Taylor with the stuff.
A That's a real alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
Precision at its finest.
Man, and it all had to be perfect and in precision. That's not nearly as easy as they made it look.
Watson with it. Jefferson picks him up. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Walker's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And for basketball lifers looking for roles in front offices, I think it's natural to feel threatened by the influx of more analytical minds. The feeling is, and I think it's an accurate one, that those analytical minds are favored because a lot of the owners come from a similar educational background in terms of being comfortable with numbers and wanting to measure things more and attach value to measurements as opposed to feel and experience of playing.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for Indiana. C.J. Miles comes in for C.J. Watson. Hibbert with a screen on Walker. In the corner, Miles with it. It's deflected. Stolen by Walker. Inside, here's Roberts. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
Well, I don't think the math guys are going away anytime soon in the NBA. I think the best organizations kind of take a holistic approach. They incorporate advanced stats and cap specialists, but there's also a lot of thought in terms of players who fit and experience and youth. It really is kind of one big concoction.
Roberts passes to Walker. Jefferson setting the pick for Walker. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
That's just determination there, guys. The fourth quarter run that has these guys looking better and better as we head down the stretch.
Even with ways to go, I mean, this is doable now. Keep making plays at both ends, and who... knows?
Things finally starting to come together for them. The deficit still pretty big, but at least they're taking steps in the right direction.
Yeah, I think they're doing all they can do. Playing tough D, getting stops, and then taking good care of the basketball at the other end.
Hill has the open look. Good on the three-point shot. And the Pacers lead by 21.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but you know the defense still needs to keep an eye on him.
And he uses the glass on the layup. Williams has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
And Sloan kicks to Hibbert. The dish to Sloan, expanding his range, and the Pacers another 3.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
Yeah, that's twice in a row now where they've done exactly the opposite and backed off.
Pacers leading by 22. From deep, Miles, that's good.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Dishes to Jefferson. The kick out to Walker. Count that one. Walker's got 19 points.
You know, they're being very one-dimensional right now, going to the post every time. But if it works, you don't need another dimension.
Well, they're taking this defense to task, quite honestly. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Here's Sloan. 6 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. West with a wide open look. Again, Indiana.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Outside, Walker. Williams sets a screen for Walker. Kicks it to Roberts. Feeds it to Taylor. Off target with his 3.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Charlotte has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Some fantastic numbers for Walker. 19 points, and there's a nice number in his assist column as well.
Yeah, it is a nice number. He's taken it upon himself to really find his teammates and to get this offense going.
And Stevenson's checked in for Charlotte. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Lavoy Allen's checked in for West. Paul George comes in for Solomon Hill. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for C.J. Miles. And George Hill's subbed in for Donald Sloan. Hibbert. Basket is good. The assist from Stuckey. Stuckey's got 6 assists in the game.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen much of at the other end of the floor, though.
Well, guys, you talk about the growth of the game internationally, but different time zones can make it a challenge for other countries to enjoy the game live. You look at China, for instance, a growing market for the game, but they're 12 hours ahead of East Coast time and 15 hours ahead of the West Coast. But if you're a junkie for hoops, I guess you'll adjust to the time zone.
The Hornets shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Outside, Walker. Back to Stevenson. And Walker kicks to Roberts. Drains it from beyond the arc. Now Watson. Stuckey outside. Stuckey right side. He kicks it to Watson. Allen, a screen on Stevenson. Shot clock at 6. George, no good. Charlotte's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. Here's Walker. Bank shot, no good. Indiana's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. There's the double team with Walker. And George, here we go. Can't get it to go. Walker with some nice D. And so here's Charlotte. Tries a 3. The shot no good. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Outside, George. Stevenson against Stuckey. Mahimi's shot is good.
And that puts a cherry on top, so to speak, of what's been a phenomenal showing for them.
All over but the whining now, Steve.
Roberts dishes to Walker. Right side to Walker. A baseline J. And it's Walker again missing. Indiana's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just total obliteration. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Pacers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
They will walk out of here riding high today. Big win over a conference foe that they split their previous 2 meetings with.
Steve, one more game left against them, and there's no doubt they can build off this win and beat them a 3rd time.
And nobody really saw a performance like this coming. But it was a big-time game for Paul George. He was doing everything right, and the points seemed to come in bunches. He definitely had the hot hand. Well, guys, tonight they came in here and really dictated the terms of the engagement, which is very difficult to do as the visitors.
You're right. That's not usually the way things work in the NBA. It's a great win, and no question it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. First one falls for him. Good on both. Indiana's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Watson with it. Pass to Allen. And here's Watson. And George kicks to Watson.
Well, they're not going to get back into this game when they commit frustration fouls like that one.
How about exasperation fouls? I mean, that's what it looked like to me. It's an indication of the kind of game they've been having.
Both free throws good from Watson. And here's Walker outside. No good. So no problem.
Well, Paul, congrats.
What you mean, man? I just had the biggest scoring game of my brief NBA career. I think it's a perfect time to be smiling.
Hold up, you notice anything about the scoreboard at the end of the night?
Yeah, right next to my number was a really big number. How many points I had.
Only numbers you need to be worried about is the one next to the team name. And in that column, we came up short. No reason to smile or celebrate. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, my bad. I just got excited about how I played tonight, you know?
No worries. You are going to have a bunch of nights like tonight. I just hope you have them in winning efforts. Now,
True.
come on.